Hello and welcome to this short video on some of the online resources we at Kent Libraries provide to help with homework. All the resources you're about to see can be accessed from your home computer or mobile device, so you don't need to come into any of our libraries to use them. All you need is a valid Kent Library card in order to sign in. You can find our resources by visiting the Kent Libraries website. The address is on your screen and it's also printed on your library card. Following it takes you to this page here, which is the library's home page. Now all these shots are taken from a desktop computer, but the site looks very similar on a mobile device such as a smartphone or a tablet. You might just need to swipe further down your screen to find all the links that I'm going to show you. On this page you need to select the reference and research link, which can be found here. Clicking on that takes you to this list of all the resources that we have available, divided into different categories. There are resources useful for homework in all the categories probably, such as historic copies of national and local newspapers, biographies, business information, statistics and politics and local history. So do have a browse through here if you get the chance, because you might be surprised at what you find. Today we're going to concentrate on the highlights and we're going to concentrate on the homework and learning section. So click on the down arrow next to that one to expand the list. And what you will find is a direct link to all of these various resources. In the remainder of this video, I'm going to show you 4 different resources: Britannica Online, Credo, Issues, and COBRA. And I'll explain what all of those are in a moment. But let's begin with Britannica Online. Now, this is the online version of Encyclopedia Britannica. This is an extremely well-known and authoritative work that attempts to cover all elements of human knowledge. It's not available as a printed book anymore, hasn't been printed for about 10 years actually, so you won't find it on the reference shelf in any of our libraries. The online version is now the only version that exists. But it includes all the text the old printed version had, and that has been expanded and updated over the last few years, but it also includes things that the printed version never had: audio, sounds, videos, maps, a full color picture library that you can download and use for your own homework. It's a fantastic resource, especially for primary age children, but also includes longer articles that can help to summarize difficult topics for older students. When you click or tap on the link to access Britannica, you'll be asked to choose between 3 different versions of the resource. The Junior Encyclopedia is aimed at children of 5 to 10 years old, whereas the Student Encyclopedia is for those around 10 to 14, and the Adult Encyclopedia for older children 14 and up. Obviously, these are just guidelines. It really depends on the level of the child, and everyone is free to use whichever version they are most comfortable with. Before you get into Britannica, you'll be asked to enter your library card number into a screen such as this one. When you've done so, you click on Login and you're taken to the front page of Britannica. Now, for reference, this is the adult version of Britannica. The other two do look a little different. I'll show you them in a moment, but we'll be looking at the adult version to begin with. So this again is for children who are 14 years or up. So this is really sort of the screen for secondary school kids. Now you can search this page by topic or by keyword, and there's also a search box, as you can see right at the top. This page gives you a few ways to browse. You could sort of browse through all the articles available in the encyclopedia, such as biographies. You can just look at articles that have got audio or video elements. And there's also an option here, which I'm not going to get into in too much detail, but there's one to compare countries, which is really useful if you want statistics about a country: population size, who the ruler is, what the flag looks like, what their exports are, that sort of thing. Very useful information for homework. If you scroll down this page, this is the same page, but just a little bit lower down. You can find a list of historical documents, such as the Magna Carta. The full text of all these things are here. There's links to events that happened on this day, as well as headlines taken from BBC News and from the New York Times. Now, all 3 versions of Britannica, the junior, the student, and the adult, have all of these versions and all this information available. It just looks a bit different for each one and maybe in a slightly different place. Let's have a quick look at these other ones. This is the home page of the student version, and this is the home page of the child's. You can see each one gets progressively more colourful and more sort of fun to use and slightly more interactive, but you can still get all the information in the same way, although the content may be slightly simplified. And I can best illustrate this by having a look at an article. So this is an article from Britannica. We've searched for the Great Fire of London. We're now looking at the article here in the adult version of the encyclopedia. Now, the adult version gives the article in the greatest amount of detail. It's going to use slightly more sophisticated language aimed at slightly older children and, of course, adults as well. And you can tell this by the reading level. The reading level is noted here. At the top of the article, you can see that we're in reading level 3, which corresponds to the adult encyclopedia, which tells us this is the most advanced version of the article that the encyclopedia has. But we can swap between reading levels, even within a version of the encyclopedia, just by clicking on the numbers here. So if we click on 2, what we see here now is the same article, but as it would appear in the student encyclopedia. So, the language is slightly simplified. There's slightly less information there, but generally, you're still getting a pretty good experience there from that. And then if we click again, going down to reading level 1, this is how it would appear in the junior encyclopedia. You can see the text is bigger. The language is much simpler. The article is divided up into smaller sections for ease of reading. It's a bit more bite size. And the reason why this looks quite so bland is because we started our search in the adult encyclopedia. So we looked in the adult version and we worked our way backwards. If we'd started in the junior version and worked our way forwards, then you would have the lovely sort of blue and green livery surrounding this, and it look more engaging for children. Britannica Online is it really is a really good general resource. So next time a child brings homework home, have a look at Britannica. The second resource I'm going to show you in this whistle-stop tour is Credo. Now, Credo is a collection of over 1,200 different reference books from 126 different publishers. So loads and loads of different reference resources, reference books, sort of things you might find on the shelf in a reference library here, and you're able to access it from home with your library card number. So once you follow the link from our website for Credo, you're taken to this page, a little bit different to Britannica because it's just asking you to find your local library. Once you've done this, you will then be able to enter a library card number and then you'll be able to sign in. So just an extra step there for Credo. This is the Credo homepage. You can search by keyword, again at the top. Very simple, very much like Google. You can search by keyword at the top. And over on the left, you can look through Credo's topic pages. These are pages that collect many different articles on similar subjects in the same place for your convenience. For example, let's do a quick example to explain this. If we selected from that long list over there on the right-hand side of the screen, geography, it would take us to all these topic pages on geography. And we could scroll all the way down that. We could choose a particular topic page, like the one here on volcanoes. And what this does is it takes all of the various information from all the many reference books on here about volcanoes and brings them all together into one place. So this is articles from different encyclopedias, it's images, it's videos, it's all of those things together. If I just scroll down, there's an illustration there of some of the other bits and pieces that you can see here, as well as links back to some of the other resources that we have on our website, and get back to Britannica, and also newspaper articles and various other bits and pieces about volcanoes. That's really it for Credo. It's a very simple resource to use, but very deep in the amount of content that it's got. If you've got homework and the teacher's required, as teachers often do, that children use more than one source to find information, Credo is really good for that because it's 1,200 different books. So if you're looking to compare articles or compare different sources of information on the same topic, then Credo is quite an excellent way to do that. And the articles tend to be a bit shorter than Britannica as well. So if you want very sort of bite-sized information about something, Credo might be a better place to go to begin with. Number 3 of these 4 resources I'm showing you is a resource called Issues Online. This contains facts, videos, activity ideas for PSHE. That's personal, social, health, and economics. This is a lesson that is definitely taught in all secondary schools, although some schools might call it something a little bit different to PSHE. But you may have seen printed books for issues, because it is a printed book series as well, and many of our libraries do have these books. They're designed to provide a balanced look at an important or compelling topic, the sort of thing that's covered in PSHE lessons at schools, things like drugs or mental health issues or racism or relationships, those sort of topics. All these titles are available as ebooks within this online resource, so you've got access to them from home as well. So let's have a quick look at this. Following the link from our web page takes you here where you sign in. A little bit more complicated, this page, because there's issues offered to schools and academic libraries as well as public libraries. So you just need to make sure you sign in with your public library card number in the bottom left-hand corner there, where it says barcode. Once you've done that, you click on login, and it takes you here to the issues homepage where you can browse through the latest topics. It's mainly divided into two sections. There's a section on PSHE subjects, and there's the ebook section, which is sort of an electronic version of the printed issues books that we sometimes have in libraries. We're going to have a look at both of these. This is a list of all the PSHE subjects, allowing us to drill further down. So we can just have a quick look at what's here. So these are the top level subjects. We could drill further through this. Say we wanted to find out about drugs and alcohol, we could select that. And then you have the subcategories of drugs and alcohol. So here there's only 3: alcohol, cannabis, and drugs. We'll go into alcohol. And this is the sort of information that we see in front of them. These topics include government statistics, videos, short tasks and lesson plans for teachers actually, but also many articles taken from reputable websites. So this is information that's come from the NHS, from Age UK, from Cancer Research, from the NSPCC, from Mind, from lots of different organisations that will have written articles and publish them online about this topic, the topic in this case being alcohol, but it could be anything else within issues. So you could click on any one of these and you would find an awful lot of information, primary information published by organisations such as the NHS about this, original statistics. Very useful for children to go in and have a look at this. Very briefly, I'm going to take you to the ebook collection. I'm not going to go into this in any great depth because you just click on that and you have an electronic version of the book you might find in the library, but you can have a look at the topics there as well. So there's the actual book on alcohol on the screen in front, but you can see the other covers: alternative medicine, animal rights, abortion, and indeed down the right hand side lots of other categories, many ebooks. There's over 70 titles on here that you can have a look through. Kids that are doing these topics, having to write essays about them or any other sort of homework, excellent place to start issues. Very useful and available freely from home. The last homework resource we're going to look at is the COBRA website. COBRA stands for Complete Online Business Reference Advisor, and it's mainly designed to help entrepreneurs set up and run their own businesses. So it's not designed to be a homework resource, but students who are studying business or economics, particularly those studying them at GCSE level, will find the fact sheets here in COBRA very helpful. It's basically, this is like an online business textbook that they may or may not get from their school. This is what it looks like. You enter the website from the link on our website, the library site. Top right hand corner, you pop in your library card number and then you're signed in. COBRA contains hundreds of fact sheets on how to set up and run a business. But for students, business information fact sheets, they're the most useful resource. And there's a link there on the left-hand side that allows you to start browsing. So if you click on that link, you will find a list of all topics over there on that side. You can see the titles there: finance, running a business, starting a business, for example. So if we clicked on where it said starting up, you'll see a very long list of downloadable fact sheets on the topic, including subjects covered in many business lessons, things like how to create a market strategy, how to forecast a cash flow, how to prepare a budget, how to write a business plan. These are things they're taught at school at GCSE, and it's very helpful to have this information at home when they're revising for exams or when they're doing homework as well. Fact sheets on COBRA are written by experts. They are continually updated. You can see the dates on there, many of them this year. As soon as something will change, these are changed. And of course, this is free from home with anyone with a library card. Now, there are, of course, many free sources of information on the internet. You may already have your favorites, and many of which you might be able to see on the screen at the moment, are excellent places to go for help with homework. Some of them, however, are less reliable than others. So what I would suggest is, when using a website for homework, if it's not one of the ones on our site, and not only for homework, but if you're finding any information at all, always ask yourself 5 questions about this website. How up to date is it? When was it written? Does it matter that it hasn't been updated in years? Do the links work? That sort of thing. Who was it written for? Was it aimed at children? Was it aimed at parents? Was it aimed at a particular group? Is it suitable because of that? And who wrote it? Can you even find out who wrote it by looking at the website? Are they qualified to write this information? Are they trustworthy? These are the questions that should be in your mind. And is the information accurate? Is it well written? Have the facts been checked? Is there a list of sources? Again, you can sort of, by thinking about this, you'll be able to judge the website. And finally, why? Why is the information here on the internet in the first place? Is there an agenda behind it? Is there bias? Has it been written for a particular political group? Or is it for a cultural? Is it for a religious reason? Is there something that might affect the authenticity of the information? If you can ask those 5 questions and you're still happy, absolutely fine. But the resources I've mentioned today, Britannica and Credo and Issues and COBRA, those questions have already been asked for you. You can rely on the information you receive from the library to be accurate and correct. So please do consider using those resources the next time you're helping your child with homework. If you have any questions about this video or any other services offered by Kent Libraries, please contact Ask a Kent Librarian. We can be reached via the methods you can see on screen. Our service is open from 9 AM to 6 PM on weekdays and 9 AM to 5 PM on Saturdays. Although outside those times, our online chats will still be answered. You'll be connected to a librarian elsewhere in the world who will be able to answer many questions but won't have access, obviously, to your library account. Thank you for watching the video, and a like if you found it useful, and let us know if you'd like to see the content similar to this in the future.